1 week ago, I locked myself into a cabin for 4 days to try to figure out what the fuck I'm doing in life. Was it worth it? It was. I came out with a lot of clarity. I left by the end of the week. Last week, I had a 75-page document that's sort of outlining, I don't want to say a business plan, but ideal clients, targets, offers, customer funnel, language used, the whole nine. And if this is the first video you're watching, you're sort of catching up. I am kind of refactoring my business as it stands and doing that here in person, online, build everything in public, whatever you want to say, whatever, half crazy, half not, I don't know. But here I am. New week, the deck's been pretty clear. There's not really much on this week to get done, or I should say that I was committed to doing. So what needs to get done? Great question. 1, validation. 2, talk with potential customers. 3, get some sort of landing page, formal offering out. Nothing really like complicated, just something with thoughts laid out that I can point to and speak to. Do I think that people are going to come to this in like droves? No, but I need a home that people can schedule a call and that I can kind of point to, speak to. Over the weekend, I tried using the voice a few times, and to my surprise, it resonated. In fact, it was a lot easier to talk about than other efforts that I've been in. And then this morning, I had this idea of people that I should be partnering with, where it becomes a win for both. And I'm like, where has this been? So to all of you who have said, hey, you got to just get out of the box, you got to go do something else so that it comes clear, you're right. And I'm not disagreeing. This kind of back up against the wall, trying to get things sorted out and go, it certainly doesn't feel like the right approach, other than the fact that this is sort of where I am at the moment. All said, I feel really good about what's going on in my head. This notion of like process architecture, operations, AI, software, and how things will change for that small, medium market just feels right. And it feels right for me because those are a lot of the things that I really like to do. Love software, love integrations, love this AI stuff and where it's headed, love the small business, love taking operations and like making the computer do it for us. I think one of the reasons we were so successful in TC was we really invested in our tooling chain, how we did it, how we connected it, what was automated, not automated, how we enabled people to just be their most effective because we didn't have a lot of resources for any of that stuff. So yeah, we did tickets a certain way in registration, and it was really highly tuned to us, which meant 2 people, 3 people who could run a conference where it should have been maybe 20. And now I think about AI being here and what you could do with that and how you'd send messages and like just the whole like process around how we would do that for that conference is like mind-bending. It's flipping amazing. And to be able to bring that to other people in their businesses is like, that's just exciting. It's exciting to sit here and say, okay, how could I design that for you? What would that look like? How can we go get it built? Maybe you should build it. Maybe we should build it. Maybe we should find a partner to build it. I don't know. But the thought that we could play a role in modernizing people's operational process, I don't really know what to call it yet, such that they don't get left behind and they can remain competitive and they can enable the people that they have working for them to be competitive and have fun and enjoy it. Man, that's exciting. And for the people that I've talked to, they sort of agree too. And that's exciting. And then I sit here and think, well, shit, maybe I'm onto something. Maybe this will actually work. Maybe I'm not as batshit crazy. And this is a bit of me following my gut. And I swear to you, the past 25 years, not that I'm some preacher, but I have been pretty good at reading the tea. And we're at another one of those moments. The internet, mobile, AI, and I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon. I'm trying to figure out the things that I like to do, the service that I can provide, where do I see things going, and how can I be of service to the right constituents such that I become that guy. How am I your guy? And it certainly feels like I'm getting there. And I'm a little pumped, and that's exciting. Now I look out at this week and I'm not necessarily deflated as to what needs to get done. I have some time to do it. I've got to sort it out. I've got to get it up. I got to make these phone calls to a few of these folks and sit down with them and really talk through what an offering for them would look like. get a few customers as testimonials to this thing. Meanwhile, start building a content plan because we're going to use our company as an example of what you could do and just do it online and show like, well, this is how we do it. Not saying that that's the only thing that should ever be done, but it just gives you something tangible to go, yeah, I'm not like, we eat our own dog food. Like we're doing it. Because again, I only have me and Carrie. There's not a huge fleet. Now, would I like to hire people and get down that path? Absolutely. Is that the time right now? No, it's not. I mean, I've got the org chart already laid out as to what it looks like. We just got to get it into a place where it works. All to say, from when I left the lake on Thursday to now, it just feels better. I feel like I will be able to say, which I'm not quite there yet, what we do, how I could be of service, what this thing is and where it plays, and who our partners are and why it matters, and what we can do for somebody. And that's like the first time something has felt simple. And it's fucking refreshing. I don't know if it was just talking about a conference and like trying to sell it was so hard. You either got it or you didn't get it. And of course, our naming didn't really help anything, or our branding. But you tell somebody you run a conference and they're like, who? For what? And not that we didn't do other things. I'm just using that as an example and picking on it. But part of my not feeling good about things is not being able to communicate well what we can do and provide, which is also what we say no to because we can't provide. And I feel like we're getting there. And that is really, it just gives me a bit of hope. And I know if you've been watching this, I know you've seen a bit of desperation and just burnout and all that. And yeah, all that's real. Like I have to turn it on every day to just get through this. Like I don't want to give the highlight reel. I want to give the reality. And the reality is, it's just not easy. It's easy to say the words. It's not easy to execute. But all to say, it's Monday. I've had some great conversations with some potential customers. I feel like there's a product market fit. I've got a now 75-page document that I've worked through with AI to figure out sort of the baseline of things. This week, there's a lot to do with just trying to get an offering and a pipeline and all that done and figured out so that I can start to record some videos on the execution of that, and using YouTube and LinkedIn and whatever as our primary marketing means, and really getting down and dirty with a few folks and really making this shit happen. So it's exciting. I'm excited. I'm excited to have more of this conversation with everybody in the comments as to like how this sorts out, like the naming, like not naming as company, but like how people relate to the words that I'm trying to spit out, how people think this will land, and some of the different opportunities. Because honestly, it was on a walk this morning with my buddy where it dawned on me that I should call up a friend of mine who runs an MSP, and maybe it would fit really well with what they do and offer. And I was like, of fucking course. Why did I not think about that sooner? And so to those of you who have said, get away, because then it'll become clear, there's the proof right there. So anyways, it's Monday. Locking myself in a cabin was a good thing. Came away with a lot of AI stuff by the end of the week. God, it's amazing. And here we are, new week, lots to get done. Let's get the base laid down, and we're going to go from there.